So what I'd like to talk to you today is about the role of the organisation in becoming more responsible and in creating a more responsible technical society or technological society. What I want to talk about is why responsible organisations need to become a bit more responsible. Why organisations need to become more responsible, but also what that looks like, and maybe some practical tips about how that can happen. A little bit about me to start with. So I've been working in technology for 20 years, and I currently work at a company called ThoughtWorks. We're a technology company, and we have a very lofty ambition to better humanity through software, and we've been delivering that for the last 25 years through helping our clients become more responsive. So we've been building software, we've been helping them become more agile, more responsive to markets, more responsive to their customer needs. But given that we're a purpose-led organisation, one of the things that we've been witnessing with horror over the last, what was one of the phrases that was earlier, the descent into irresponsibility that we've seen in the last couple of years, is that perhaps the way that we can think about our mission and our idea of responsibility is by helping our clients become more responsible themselves. So we've seen some awesome examples so far today about what responsible organisations could look like. But first, before I go into that, I'd just mention about why organisations need to care. So I think it was Mark earlier on today talked about the millennial talent place. Millennials are starting to care, or not starting, millennials care about what organisations they work for. They want to work for organisations that have got values like their own. Consumers are starting to care more about the organisations they buy products from. And not last but definitely not least, reputational risk. We heard about the Facebook in the Metro this morning, everybody looking down, reading about Facebook selling data of teens, I think it was. Now, what organisations do not want to be is on the wrong side of history. You need to become more responsible to not be there. Wow, I've got 1 minute left. In that case, I'm going to combine my what and my how, and I'm going to talk very quickly about what organisations could look like if they were being more responsible. And if anybody wants to continue the conversation, then please come and find me afterwards. So first of all, I think organisations that are responsible are principle-led, and we saw a great example of that this morning with Yachty. They understand that they can't just follow regulation to stay ahead. They've got to understand what drives being a responsible and ethical organisation. They have to have ethically enabled developers and technologists. Those people have to understand how to build algorithms and how to test their algorithms so that we're doing things fairly. And finally, one last point, because it's a very important one. I want to talk about hyper-inclusivity, and that's not just about backgrounds, it's not just about race, it's not just about gender, but how can we bring different viewpoints into this conversation? How can we have historians and scientists and artists all being part of driving this future forward? Thank you.